Winter was good, bro. We went on tour in like November.
Okay, yeah.
And it was cool. And did Christmas. Remember Christmas? All that stuff. It was good, man. I think we're in a good spot. I'm excited for this year. It feels, things are feeling pretty good.
Yep.
I don't know about you, but like, yeah, summer's coming up. They announced the Summerfest lineup today.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I looked through it briefly. Honestly, I didn't dissect it too well, but
Right.
I think there's some good acts on there. Odessa, I wish was playing at a free stage. I would love to see Odessa, the electronic group. Yeah.
It's not. It's at the like big.
I think they're a big artist at the amphitheater. I could be wrong though.
Oh, really?
I could be wrong because I think
I thought they might be at the like BMO Pavilion, which is like the weird downstairs.
Really? Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, have a look.
Yeah.
But that day was thin though. I
Was
mean,
it?
like, yeah. Like they loaded like the indie stuff on like the last 2 days.
Because they're doing like 3 weekends again this year.
Yeah.
Right? I like that.
I just really like Summerfest.
like
I think
that,
like a lot of people who grew up here are jaded about it because they're like, oh, it's just like where I first got drunk at 15. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, yo, you have like a sick music festival that is borderline free. Like you can literally do your groceries and just get a receipt that gives you a free entrance.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like it's a borderline free festival. It's great.
Yep.
I just will never. I have no time for people to
Acts
say it's not
every
great.
stage.
You know? Like,
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can just walk around, stumble upon some cool music, and just chill. Just
and they
kinda
have
take
to
it.
serve everyone. So like, there's a lot of acts that people might think are whack, but it's like, yo, this is for the 50-year-old generation.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
right.
There's
You can
Queensryche playing. Like, I've never heard their music. I know they have like long hair and stuff. So I can relate to some degree, but like, I don't know. That's for people. Like,
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know.
you can
I'm
walk
stoked
around
on
and
it.
find something that you like. You know,
For sure. Or you can at least watch and just take something in and go, huh.
Right.
Especially bigger acts, man. They've done it for years. They figured it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't love like the backing track thing, but like there's bands that are like, they know what they can do. They know what they have to do.
Yep.
It's kind of dope.
Yeah.
know.
Super sick.
I'm in a really good, like, I love music spot right now.
Yeah.
You could have caught me like 2 years ago. I'd be like, yeah, music, nah. Right now, I'm like pumped.
Like listen,
You know?
like listening to music or just music in general.
Just in
kinda
general,
everything.
man.
Yeah.
I haven't like fallen in love with an artist in a while, which is a shame. But just like in general, man, like going to a show or seeing a thing and just being like, I don't know, just that like.
Do you think COVID had to do with it?
Maybe.
Just like a little
I
reset
think that
with
year
live
I
music?
was pretty like down. I think in general, I guess there weren't shows, you know.
Yep.
Those live streams, not very fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that was not but I don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm in like a space where I'm like just want to hear people do their thing and say their thing and
For
do
sure.
their thing. And
Who do you
like,
want to see at Summerfest this year?
That's interesting. I did think. Oh,
Cool. I'm
I
gonna
know.
pull it up right now too.
Okay. I want to see Andy Shaw actually.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
saw him at the back room.
What a perfect venue to see him. What a
yeah,
perfect
oh
venue to
my
see. Yeah.
God.
Did
So
he play the
good.
clarinet like live?
I think he had a clarinet player.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know he does that.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's
oh my
like one of my
God.
favorite bits of his sound. It makes sense that he would have someone playing that. Yeah.
One of my favorite parts of his set was the drumming and the drummer. Just
So
that
quiet.
nice, like quiet, but like lots of snare fills and just really just groovy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He played that quiet. I don't know if he had like towels on there and stuff, but it's like that is a real way of playing the drums that is still magic to me, you know, like to play that quiet and controlled, and
Yep.
it's amazing.
Where is he from?
Andy Shaw? I think Canada.
Canada. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, I love this. We got the scream of the
Oh
lineup.
yeah. Okay, so I think that.
Yeah, you're
this
right.
would
That's going to be in the amphitheater. Yeah, you're right. I think so.
Yep.
Yeah. So you're not going to be able. But you know what's wild is Bonobo is opening or supporting for Odessa. So how big must Odessa be? Because Bonobo's huge in England. Huge.
Are they?
Yeah. Like,
Odessa's pretty
yeah.
huge right now.
Yeah,
I would imagine. I don't keep in touch too much with the electronic scene these days.
Yeah.
Oh, imagine Drake. Man,
I like I said, I'm on a big I love music kick, but I don't know if that's something that I. Yeah. I tell you, yeah, it's this weekend where I'm really
Japanese
digging it.
breakfast would be really sweet.
Really cool. Youngblood's pretty cool.
Oh,
I'm a
Youngblood,
big
yeah.
Jenny Lewis fan. Have you ever listened to Ryder Kylie?
Mm-mm.
Oh, yo, well, I'll link you with some stuff.
Is
Like,
Andy Schaaf on this weekend too?
yeah,
Dude,
exactly.
Smash Mouth. Did you see that?
I'm not getting that. But I really like
That would
Scotty
be funny.
McCreery, an
Oh, sure,
ex-American
yeah,
Idol
yeah.
country guy. I like a lot of the songs that
Okay.
either he wrote or people wrote for him, more likely, but they're great songs, which is good. Yeah, Andy Shot, Mountain Goats, obviously, big inspiration for me.
This is a Milwaukee band, the Guffs.
Are they?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
A little bit older. They were, I think, pretty big in the 2000s.
Huh.
And I saw them last year, actually. Fun
Yeah.
fact, my mom dated the drummer back in the day.
Really?
Yeah,
Damn,
yeah.
it's in your blood.
I remember mentioning
of,
it to
not
some
really.
people, like, at the... Oh, yeah.
Could have
yeah,
been.
no, that's
Could
the
have been.
thing.
It could have been in your blood.
I was gonna say, we were mentioning it when I was like watching them play, and I was in line to grab a beer and just making small talk with the
And she
band.
said that?
And no,
She-
it was just me and some older folk were there, and I was like, yeah, my mom dated the drummer, and the dude like looked at the drummer and looked at me. He's like,
That's amazing. And did you think like, oh, maybe?
no, I was like, oh my god, that's a good joke. But
Damn,
there's no way.
that is fun. The Regrets are kind of cool. They have
No
just
regrets.
pure pop,
The
but
Styx
like
play every year.
some of them are really catchy. Yeah, Sticks. Yeah, man. I think the
glad
second
Smokey
weekend's
Adamson.
not doing as much for me. I think the first. I love the Avett Brothers. I really love that band. I haven't listened to them in years, but I there was a time they put out like 4 albums in a row. That just.
Dude,
Oh.
Vance Joy, I would love to see.
Is he English? He's English, right?
I think so.
It's like a folk
I think
English
so.
guy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's cool stuff. Let's check it out.
Cool.
Let's go together.
Yeah,
Let's
for
hit some
real.
stuff.
Yeah,
Let's hit some weird
yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
I'll be around. For
That's
sure.
cool.
Definitely. So I want to ask you. So before
I'm gonna get that bit.
grab it.
Yeah, yeah. You're getting serious.
Do you
You're
want
like, I'm about
do you
to-
want a Guinness at all?
Yeah, I'll have a Guinness.
Yeah. Let me just take this.
All right.
Perfect.
Do you want a two women bottle?
Sure.
All right.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Look at the exchange.
What is your opinion on Spotted Cow?
I don't like it that much.
Okay,
But I like
yeah.
I like Moon Man a lot.
Yes.
The-
Okay.
yeah,
That's.
same company, same brewery. If
Yep.
anyone doesn't know.
I was just talking to I think Kaylee Conway. We were talking about New Glarus,
Yeah.
and yeah, I think Spotted Cow is a little overrated. Not gonna lie, it's
It's not
That's
great.
only one of those
It's like no
things.
different to like High Life.
Yeah.
In any way.
yeah.
I'm a big Kaylee Conway fan, by the way. Her stuff's incredible. Oh, I have my drum key. That was actually a bottle opener. I have a drum key bottle opener. It's extremely practical. I like made I bought one for my drummer like years ago on tour, and
Bottle opener.
yeah, because he'd always like misplaced his
Thank you.
drum key. So I got him one to put on his keys, and then he'd misplaced his keys. He'd always put his keys in like the front pouch of his cymbal bag,
Uh-huh.
but between the two of them, he'd always find it in good time.
Okay. So just
It was like having
between you.
two
It's like,
outlets.
oh, this I got the one.
Yeah, it was a really good present. Then I was like, I kind of want one of them as well.
Yeah.
So I got one for myself. It's like, you know, when you're at like a music shop and they have them in like the front.
Yeah.
There's like that.
the little add-on.
Yeah, like,
Yep,
oh,
yep.
we're going to sell you this on the way out. I'm like, yeah, you win. Like, that's
Sweet, yeah,
sick. So
yep.
there you go.
Little bottle opener. You can use it whenever too. You know, just keep it
Mhm.
on your keys. Never know when someone else will need it.
No.
Whether it's a beer or
Yeah,
do it.
like my current drummer's looking for it. He's more organized than my old drummer, but I'm like, throw my keys to him. Like, have at it, you know?
right.
Yeah.
So how did you end up in Milwaukee?
I was touring a lot of the US, and I was doing I had some indie label support, and it was very much like what I was doing. And I was doing it like we basically, because like obviously the flight from England is like pretty expensive. Like I don't know how much we were flying to New York. So yeah, like around back then it was like around $350. So it was very much like get there and do as much as you can.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like
Yep.
get there, make money on the road, and cover the flight costs. You know, we were
Yep.
kind of breaking even on those tours, kind of thing. And like it was like, okay, we get there, so we were doing the whole thing, and like also border control, all that shit. So like we would do longer tours, and then I do it with my old drummer, and then he left the band. He wanted to do other stuff and be more responsible and be more homely in a way, like, you know,
Yeah.
be his girlfriend, do all the
Yep.
life things, like,
Yep.
for sure. One of my best mates getting married this year, which
Yeah.
is in keeping with that.
Yep. Cool.
Yeah, his
cool.
decision making
Yeah,
5
right,
years ago. Yeah, and yeah, like we're doing that, and then I'm like quite adventurous. I like to just be wherever. I really don't care where I am or where I'm sleeping, as long as like I'm meeting people and people are cool, you know, like kind of thing.
Interesting.
And yeah, and like when he quit, I was like, well, we're touring the US a bunch, and I see like the potential future here. I feel like the music industry here, music I like is here. Touring with basement shows and all that stuff is more financially sustainable than the UK, where things are very, very different and much harder. And I was just like, you know what? If I'm going to pursue the music thing, I have to be in the US, no matter what. You know, whether I'm full time and make it, or just like even on the level I'm doing, like I just want to be here. So, yeah. So I was kind of like, I had a valid work visa, which is what we had to do. Yeah, and like basically, I was like, why don't I just figure it out? Like, stay here and figure it out. And I was drifting for a long time because from touring, like, you have a lot of friends in random places, you know?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
so I was drifting a lot, you know? Like,
Mhm.
I had a friend that was like, you can stay in my apartment in New Jersey while I'm on tour for 2 weeks.
Wow.
And then I have a friend in Philly. He's like, you can crash my couch for a week. And then a friend in Pittsburgh. And like, it was very like, I never didn't have a place to stay. But drifting is like quite emotionally, it has an emotional toll actually,
Yeah.
because you can never quite feel welcome enough, or you can never quite feel like, I don't want to feel like I'm taking from people, you know, or like an imposition. And I was like drifting a lot, and it gets like quite emotionally tiring. But what I did have was, I had a friend here, you know, the band Telethon.
Yes.
Yeah, the bassist Alex, who also rents at the factory, our rehearsal space.
Yep.
He was like very much like booked me for a show that year. I'd never met him. He just like wrote reviews for like punknews.org, or like that website.
Okay.
And when I was hanging out with him, he was like, yo, if you ever need a place to stay, you can stay for as long as you want, you know, and all that. And I was like, I've heard this about 8 times in the last couple of months. Like, the people are really generous and nice in general. I don't know if they know the reality of having someone freeload on their sofa, but you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, you have a cool apartment here, and I'm sure you'd have someone for 2 weeks, but like, you know what I mean? Like, you know,
After the 2 weeks.
yeah, then it's like, hang on, wait, you're not paying rent, you're not there, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
And like, totally understandable stuff, you know?
Yep.
But he was very much like, yeah, we had this random guy who also wrote for Punk News crash with us for a week, and he ended up staying 3 months, and we didn't care. And I was like, you really mean that, don't you? He was like, yeah, I really mean that. I was like, okay. So I wasn't like, I'm gonna stay a long term, but I was like, I've got 2 weeks in this. I got 3 weeks in this. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, and I kind of did that, and then one of their roommates moved out. He actually hopped on tour with me because I was passing through Denver, and he wanted to move to Denver. It was really funny. So he hopped out, and then it was like, wait, when I get back from this tour, why don't I live somewhere? And from there, like, now, you know, have more of a life here, you know.
Interesting.
So, yeah, that's literally how it happened, though. It was like, that never would have worked long term for me, for sure. But it was like more of that leap in the net will appear, like, just like go for it and figure it out, you know, kind of thing.
So
and I'm grateful.
When you mentioned work visa, did you have a job here that supported the work visa, or how does that work in the U.S.?
Oh, it's wild. So you have to really apply for a specific category and do all that process. I don't want to get too deep into it.
I'm sure it's
but
a lot.
I'm on an artist visa right now,
cool.
which is interesting, limiting, cool, but there's a lot of things around that. I'm applying for a green card, actually, I will say. So
Congrats.
That's gonna, yeah, we'll see. But yeah, I need more like freedom with that. It's a very weird, expensive, limiting thing that like you have to really want to try and do. Anyone can hit me up about it. Like, I know some people do really want advice on that stuff. I know people that I've spoken to in the past, but yeah, it's a whole fucking thing. I really it's a lot, but it's just the way I felt my life was going, and I don't regret it. Is it long-term tenable? Not really. That's why I'm looking into other things. But yeah, no, for sure. It's a weird thing. It's
so
a weird
now
thing.
you're here.
It's really annoying because I toured the Europe. The last time I toured Europe was a long time ago, and it was when I was crashing in Milwaukee, and I like arranged for my band like of Americans, and I was like, well, if I do this, I need to figure out a visa for them to come over because I don't want them to fly in. And I mean, it's possible you can just do that. They could just fly in, but I was like, I'll look into it, and it cost. Bear in mind, I paid for this. It's not much. It was $150. It got cleared within 4 hours, and it was for my whole band to be there for up to 3 months to tour.
Holy shit.
And I was like, you fuckers. Like, you know what I mean? I was like,
sure?
It is like consistently worse for me here. And like, I don't know. It's like, I was like, fuck. Like, I don't know. It was, I want to say, I was like, okay, that's cool. I can get my US band there without having to worry about it,
Yeah,
you know? But also, I was like, fuck you.
Oh my
kind of
God.
thing. Yeah, it's a weird one. Anyone can hit me up if they want advice and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's not easy. You have to you have to really want to fucking be here. Trust me. I've questioned that at times, but but right now I'm in a good spot. So yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It's worth it now.
Mm-hmm.
So do you foresee to be in Milwaukee for, I guess, or are you not even really thinking much about that?
I don't
up
know, like
ahead?
next few years. I want to say as well with the visa thing, I had a really helpful. I had a visa sponsor, which was my
Okay.
label in Philadelphia. It was Get This Right Records. It was like a hardcore label actually. We were the only non-hardcore band. It was like
Yeah, I was
beat
gonna
down.
ask you. You said you were kind of in the punk scene.
Yeah, yeah, and that guy owns like a screen printing merch company that's like pretty successful, and he really helped me out, figured out a lot of the paperwork,
Gotcha.
would sell me merch at cost, and like
Uh-huh.
John Bo's or Cold Cuts prints in Philly. Like without that kind of help, I wouldn't even.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. He also instilled that DIY mindset of just book your tour, like
Just-
stop complaining.
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right, man. I mean, like, all right.
Put your boots on and get
Yeah,
over
yeah,
there.
but like it was good, you know. It's like in hardcore and punk, there's a lot of that like DIY ethos, you know.
Uh-huh.
So I do want to say that with all that stuff, he helped me a lot.
But you
so.
started out playing in Canterbury, like around there.
Yeah, I was in college in Manchester, which is like obviously a pretty historic music city with like Oasis and Smiths, and I was at college there. We started there like my last year of college. I started this quite late, honestly. Like I know a lot of people here that have been playing shows on tour since they were 16 and
Sure,
stuff. Like my
yeah,
drummer
yeah.
Corey's like, oh yeah, I played. I went on tour first time 16. I was like, bro, I was like in my last year of college. Like I started this quite late, but yeah. So I was in Manchester, and then we were in Canterbury, which we did some fun local stuff. It's a tiny city. And so we'd just do as much as we could, you know. We did England, then we'd hop on our first couple Europe tours, and then just always loved American music and the punk scene here. And so just like really focused ourselves on that, you know, really sent our records, sent our music around and tried to make things happen. And then, you know, again, it's not a big thing. Like we're not on a major label or anything, but we did have like small indie labels that were like, we'll print your vinyl, we'll help you out, we'll fill your visa paperwork, like we'll fill, you know.
Yeah.
And that's like, people that love music, man, like for real, you just meet people that love music that want to support you, and it's insane, you know.
Do you think like the mentality at Manchester, because you said it was a pretty historic musical city,
Yeah.
do you think the mentality is like that? Do you think your peers really helped you have the idea of getting over to the U.S.
No.
or start touring, or
No.
what?
Not for a second. No, I think that's not. I think it's more an American thing. I think American punk and hardcore is very DIY and like
Sure.
we got to do it ourselves and get out there. It was actually that, not.
Wow.
I
So
would
you were
not-
influenced by America being over
Yeah,
there.
for
Wow.
sure. Like when I started, it was like the like No Sleep and Run for Cover Records kind of thing. I don't know if you're ever privy to that kind of stuff. It was like in the punk scene. It was like very like.
Did you listen to a lot of punk growing
I
up?
did, yeah, I
Yeah.
did actually growing up,
Okay.
yeah, for sure, and that was a big part of it. But then there were people in Manchester. Again, there were people who did DIY shows that got it, like people that came over here and did a lot of stuff. You know, like I'll see American Friends bands playing like theaters and doing those tours, and it'll be a guy I know from Manchester running their sound for American bands and doing that. So there was, but it was all trickle down from like the DIY, the punk, the hardcore. I can't say enough. Like I'm not as much of a part of that anymore, but like I remember like we used to get out like a hardcore all day in Tallahassee, Florida, right? And I would get up there with an acoustic guitar.
Oh, yeah,
I'd be like, well, got to do this. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I was
Yep.
running it through an amp. I'd try and get a bit of that like distortion going, but at the end of the day, I'm on this stage with a fucking acoustic guitar.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck
So
yeah.
like, yeah, no, I was a lot of yeah. That's how my life looked
Like,
for a while.
How
For
do you,
real.
Would you pre-plan like would you travel with an acoustic guitar when you're doing tours, or like how would you coordinate? So I'm just thinking for myself, because
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in Europe and I'm not gonna be bringing on a carry-on acoustic guitar. Would you just? People are pretty gracious as far as giving up their instruments.
Yeah,
for the
usually.
most part. Okay.
Usually, yeah. Like the first time we toured the US, we brought nothing. Like nothing. And again, like we were really lucky. Like the guy.
Did you rent it, or you just from
No,
homies?
so we're
or-
so lucky. So the guy who sponsored our
Whoa.
visa, John Bo's in Philly, happens to be a drummer. So he lent us like we just took breakables, but he lent us the breakables. And so we had that. I did fly over my acoustic guitar.
Okay.
And then I used like it was just a terrible setup. Like I would never do that
Doing
now.
like
I was
DI.
Yeah. Like,
DI
I'm
acoustic
not,
guitar,
I would not
DI
recommend
bass.
that to anyone. But like, have you heard this band called the Front Bottoms?
What's that?
The Front Bottoms. Have you heard of that band?
It sounds familiar. I can't pull them up.
Well, they like inspired us a lot, and they were a 2-piece with acoustic guitar, and it was just like, oh, we could just do what they do.
Sure,
you know?
right.
Yeah. Then you do it for a while, you're like, I actually kind of want to sound like a bit more of a thing, you know?
Right.
But like, yeah, we kind of did that, and like, so we would borrow the breakables, and then every venue, like, or promoter would hit them up in advance and go like, yo, we're not touring with the backline, can we borrow them? We did that on like. We used to tour, we'd just borrow a car, basically, or wherever we were. If we're in England, we'd use my drummer's Ford Fiesta, which I don't know if that exists. Do you have Ford Fiesta?
I know it is.
Yeah, it's like
car,
tiny. Like, yeah. I don't even know if it had like 4 doors, you know?
Yeah, 2-door little
right.
little bug kind of thing. Yeah,
right. So we'd have like our 1 or 2 trunks of merch, depending. And then I'd have my acoustic guitar case or my electric, and he'd have like his snare drum and cymbal bag, and then we'd give people advance notice. We don't want to mess people around, you know, but be like, yo, we're not touring with the back line. One of the opening bands has to like do it. And so we do it like that. We keep it real slim, man. Like at the end of the day, like it can be really expensive to tour. It just depends what you're running. Like at the end of the day, play to what you're doing, what your wallet is, you know, like just figure it out. Yeah.
That's
for
badass.
real. So we really did a lot of that, and like I feel like now it's a bit more where it's like, yeah, I do want 3 or 4 people. I don't want to play an acoustic guitar through a DI. But no, that's like a.
Have you done solo acoustic set tours?
Yeah,
okay.
I love it.
Yeah, you do like it?
Yeah, people are less stoked on that because people want bands, but like,
what kind of venues do you book when you do that?
Mostly like basement-y type stuff.
Sure.
I think like, yeah, people especially when you hit up promoters and they're like, oh, you're playing acoustic. There's very much this is gonna be easier.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be smaller. It's gonna be quiet. Like that's the expectation, but like, why? Just run it. I hate that shit. It's like, you're playing acoustic, you're gonna open it. I like say, I'm like, nah, man, no. Just because I'm playing acoustic doesn't mean I have to be like the token opener. Back yourself. Like, Also, like if you're playing on a 4-band bill, you're acoustic. Put me in the middle. It's like a change of place for the audience. Yeah, sure.
Definitely.
God, I have all these fucking thoughts and feelings.
No, seriously, I'm like soaking it in because I'm like, I want to be doing that. So,
dude, isn't it cool playing solo? It's so much fun.
It's so intimate. I really
You're
like
playing soon, like solo, right?
Yeah, so I do 4-piece right now for the most part, but here and there when the guys can't fully make it, I just do solo because I really enjoy the intimacy and just the control almost. Like if I kind of fuck up, like I can go into something else and just like, you know, have that just, I don't know, that control with it.
Yeah. No, I totally get that.
Sweet. Yeah.
No, I also like just like if I'm in a bad mood, I can go louder in sections or quieter, or I can speed up, or I can just. It's cool. I like that. It really feels more like a conversation.
Yeah, I was gonna say it elevates the songwriting and the lyricism too.
Yeah,
so with the full band, you can listen for it maybe with earplugs if it's real loud, but you can't really get it like a solo set for sure. I think
you have to be wanting to sell the songs. We want to have to like tell your story. And I like the freedom to do that. Yeah, for sure. It's cool that you start doing that more. I think every like songwriter should. Like honestly, it's like really cool.
And I think it's just more manageable too, as far as setting up a tour and everyone's working and trying to find people who want to come along and take time off.
It can be hard. Yeah, it can be hard to do that for sure. I will say though, like I've had it right down to the wire before. Like the bassist Ben that I have right now, like I found him like a week before our last tour where I was legit panicked, where I was like, I might have to do this tour solo. But I think like leap in the net will appear is like what I try and remind myself, you know, like if you want to do it, we'll figure it out. But like it has been extremely stressful. So I'm not discounting that, you know. But then at the end of the day, like if you know you have it in your back pocket, you know, sometimes I still book shows and I get asked, are you solo or are you band? And I'm like, I'm band. I want you to think I'm band, but also like it's kind of cool to know that like they're not turned off by it, you know?
Right.
So
It's just a different kind of dynamic with it. Because
yeah.
because I've been like watching or observing from afar the Holy Pinto project, and I've always been wanting to talk with you specifically because I think I'm in a little bit similar situation as far as like a singer songwriter within a band. Like I have a band play with me, but I don't know how your creative process is, but I really
Do you record everything?
yeah
Me
for the
too. Yeah, me
other
too.
than 3 songs total, but everything else is fully me. So.
Oh, you have 3 songs. What?
So I have 3 albums out. 3 of the songs
Oh.
are full band record. Sorry, I worded that
okay,
wrong.
yeah. I was like, you have 3 songs. I'm like, pretty sure you just put out a record,
Yeah,
right?
3
Like
songs.
last year.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, I was like, oh shit. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So having that duality to it of being able to do a solo set and it still has a similar impact, I think is really sweet.
Yeah. No,
love
I really believe in that. I think I do get a lot of people surprised, like, oh, I enjoyed that, and I'm like, fuck you. But
Yeah,
like no, but people have this impression of like a solo artist, you know, like of a guy with an acoustic guitar is one of the more boring things that you could like picture.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
you know,
On a weekend out. you
yeah,
know?
like bloke with acoustic guitar. It's like I don't care about your fucking feelings, like
Yeah.
you know what I mean, like.
Right.
But it's like, nah, like we're in this room, we're having a conversation. I have these songs, and I'm gonna tell you what I think and what I wrote. But like we're having a conversation. Let's
Yeah.
hang out for half an hour. You know what I mean? Like,
Yep.
and
Yep.
I love it. I do love it. I also want to tour with a band more than solo. So it's
Sure.
it's by the
Yeah.
same like you like ideally having a band. I definitely empathize with that. And
Yep.
there is no good answer. It's just stressful.
When's your next Milwaukee show? Because I haven't seen you play live yet.
Have you not?
No,
yeah.
no.
Okay, so it's funny. I'm gonna put you on the spot here as well. But our next show is April 6th at 88.9. We're doing a revamped version of what they did, the 414 live thing. Which have you done that?
The 414 live.
It's like they do a studio session every Thursday.
Through 88.9. Yeah, I remember they had that
Yeah.
before COVID.
Yes,
So
they're
they're
getting that
revamping
started
that?
again.
Sick.
It's been 3 years, and wow.
3 years.
Yeah. Let's not even get into that. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been 3 years, and
They have such a nice space in there, right? It's
it
at the
sounds so good. It's a
Wow.
great place to play a show. So you should hit.
I've
them
only
up.
seen it through the window. Like, oh my god, they used to throw shows there.
Dude, I tell you what, you're coming to that.
Oh, fuck
like,
yeah.
Come
Fuck
say hi
yeah.
to Kenny, the DJ. Like,
Yeah,
they'd book
yeah.
you all in a second. Like, for
Fuck
real.
yeah.
That's the next thing on April 6th, Thursday.
April 6th. Cool.
Yeah, and then we're heading on tour. But I wanted to put you on the spot about something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
thinking about it.
I'm nervous.
Not like long term thinking about it, but like I have some friends from Philadelphia actually that really again helped me out a lot. You know, like
Yeah.
I've been in Philly and just be like, I want to play a show to recoup some of the flight that I took to get here
Uh-huh.
for. Funnily enough, filling out my visa paperwork.
Oh,
and
sure,
having to get
okay.
the thing. And they like just put me on in their rehearsal space and like got people along. So they're people that I love and they're really cool. They're in a band called Cara Cara. Who's
Cara
like
Cara.
they have a lot of like really cool critical acclaim. They put out a record last year people really liked, and they're on tour for 3 weeks now. And they really like Milwaukee in the same way I do, where it's like
Uh-huh.
yeah.
Wait, so they're moving here?
No, they're just on tour, but they have
Okay.
like 2 days off in between Minneapolis and the Milwaukee show on the Friday.
Gotcha.
And so I was like, I'm gonna get you together an acoustic show.
Oh,
like let's jam
dude.
and just enjoy it. But I'm also like, I don't book shows much because I hate it because it's stressful and like honestly, God bless the promoters and people who put on shows. I'm one of you. I've done it a lot in my
Yeah.
life, but I know what it's like. But I'm putting together a show next Thursday. And it's going to be, I texted the owner of Holler House, which is the oldest continuously running
dude.
the
bowling
alley.
Yeah.
And I want to run it as like a bowling tournament or like a bowling thing, like a punk rock bowling thing.
Oh,
And I
fuck,
want to
dude.
have like 3 artists doing half an hour acoustic sets. They're going to set up acoustic. They're going to be a secret act. I want to know if you wanted to do that with me.
Dude.
If you wanted to play.
Super down.
You want to do that?
Super down.
We'll just hit up some friends. I want to figure out the bowling thing.
Holler House, man.
You wanna do
That'd be
that?
So cool.
We'll
That'd
play
be
that.
so
Yeah,
cool.
we'll play there. I'm going to speak to the owner this weekend.
Next
And
Thursday,
Next Thursday.
the 30th.
Probably.
Yes. Yep. I'm literally as I'm looking at the calendar.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm available.
I'm not that organized.
I'm
When I
available,
say
yeah.
like I would put you on the spot, I thought about this
Fuck
yesterday.
yeah.
But I texted the owner and she was down. So
Yeah, just like a little acoustic thing.
yeah, I might like I said, I want to run like a bowling tournament or like a like some kind of bowling thing, because I kind of want to make it. I don't want like her locals to have to pay entrance. I don't want to ticket it.
Yeah.
I want to just get people there, invite homies, have a fun night. But I also want to like raise money for the touring artists. So I'm thinking like, I want to ask her how much the bowling lane hire is, because they have humans set up the pins,
the
right?
pin boys.
Humans. Yeah.
Humans.
You know what I mean, though, right?
Rolling it back.
Yeah. So, like, I want to find out how much that is. And then I want to go, like, do I run a tournament? Is it $10 entry? Do I have a payout and then give the rest the touring act? But I just want to do it. I just want to write 3 acts. I'll open it. Would you be up for it? You want to play last and I'll sandwich the touring man in the middle?
So down.
Beautiful.
Yeah, let's do it.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, thank you for asking me. That's
sick.
Sick.
Let's do it. It'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm excited to see your set then.
There you go. You're gonna have to. That was the whole point.
You're right,
I want you to have to see me.
Have you ever seen me play before either?
No, I haven't.
Oh, fuck yes. No, you haven't seen me play.
No, it's good. I've wanted to for a long time, man. I have. I truly
Likewise.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, the Holler House is fun. There's so much history there.
Have you been there?
Yeah, I've been there a few times.
Yeah. Let's play a show there, man.
Really cool spot. Yeah.
Yep.
I know there's like pictures of Jack White in there. Like he comes there every.
It's a bowl.
I think just to check out the hit. Maybe he's bowled there, but there's and then I think Darcy or Marcy is like one of the old ladies that is behind the bar.
I think she passed away.
So the old one, she recently passed away. Legend, and I think her daughter or
Kathy.
I believe so.
Yeah.
They sitting down at the bar. Specifically, I went with my parents once and just had this long conversation about the history, and there's just so much love that they probably tell the stories every day.
I think I've heard of it.
You know, it's just like
Kathy was trying to rope me into a cribbage night a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
She was pretty cutthroat about it as well. She was pretty like, yeah, cool. We need someone. You got to come. And I was like. Because I hit her up, I was like, "Is it Tuesday cribbage night?" It was like Valentine's Day, right? This is so lame, but it was Valentine's Day, and like my girlfriend taught me cribbage, and I was like, "I know like a cribbage night, walkie
at the Holler House."
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's like, "No, it's tomorrow. We need a player," and I was like, "I'm not free tomorrow. I can't do it tomorrow." But she's like, "No, we need a player." I'm like, "No, it's like tonight is your weekly night. Why can't we?" You know what I mean? I was trying to figure it out.
You have to come.
Yeah, right. So I texted her like the other day, and I was like, "Would you be interested in putting on a show?" She was like, "Yeah, don't care. I'm in Florida. I'll be back on Saturday." I was like, "I'm gonna go."
Nice.
Yeah. We're doing that. That'll be fun.
That's gonna be because your tour starts April 6th.
Yeah.
On the 6th, so it's a Milwaukee little send off kind of thing. Cool.
Yeah.
Where's that at?
That's the 889 one.
That's the 89. Cool.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It's kind of like a. It's like obviously it's a radio session, but it's also kind of like a show. You know what I mean? Kind of running.
Is it open to the public?
Yeah, it is free, open to public.
Cool.
Niall is playing before us.
Niall X Niall.
Niall X Niall. Yeah.
Yeah, cool. Because he's doing a little Midwest tour right now too. I believe.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Sick.
So you play poker?
Yeah.
Well,
it's poker night tonight. Later.
I was thinking about cribbage, and then you.
I get it confused. Like when I see the cards like in cribbage, I'm like, oh, it's.
I honestly don't know how to play cribbage, but my roommate.
But you're from Wisconsin.
I know.
Sort that out, man. You gotta sort that out.
Yeah, right.
That's not good.
Beep. Yeah.
You gotta sort that out.
Yeah.
You can't play. Really?
You want to teach me? Damn.
I would teach you. I'm not the best person to do that, but I would teach you.
Yeah, that's with the pegs.
Yeah.
Pegs. Yeah. I don't know how to play
It's
that.
technically an English game, but it's like way more prominent here in Wisconsin. Than,
it's like sheep's head.
Yeah.
Here is huge. Yeah.
Sheep's head?
Sheep's head.
Sheep's head?
Yeah,
what is that?
Have you ever heard of it?
No.
I actually don't know how to play that one either, but it's pretty popular.
You gotta get your Wisconsin on, man. This is like
that's why I have my girlfriend knows all the card games. I have this weird thing about me where I love card games and I love playing them, but for the life of me,
it's a good hang.
It's such a good hang. It's so fun.
Yeah.
Bring a deck of cards to the bar, absolutely. But I can't remember the rules to games. I mean, some of them I do.
Yeah.
My girlfriend will have. And I think some certain people have this ability where they just know card games in their head, locked in, and they know how to explain it. It's like I don't.
That's why I'm like I don't think I'm the best person for that, because like when I play, I'm like remembering in real time, you know.
Right. It's like kind of got to get into it,
and it's a weird one.
Oh, I remember this.
It's actually kind of a weird one.
Okay.
It makes sense when you know it, but I think it is a weird
I'd
one.
imagine with the little like pegs in there, and
it's just the weird counting system. Like, do you play bar dice? Yeah.
Yeah, I have. I don't
Bar
do it
stands?
often.
No.
Yeah.
I try not to because I'll get hammered, but like it's
What is it? You got to get 7s or 11s?
bar ice.
Yeah.
You
or
have to
mi-
like get the same number as much as possible, and ones count as the number, basically.
I clearly
Yeah,
do.
let's
I
not,
clearly don't even know how to.
Let's not take us down that stress
Yeah.
corridor.
What bars
But,
do you go to around Milwaukee?
I'm on Brady a lot.
Yeah.
I hit a lot of Pete's Pub on Brady. A lot of
Oh,
friends there.
sure. Yeah, yeah.
And I really like the Highbury and Baby, but I don't go that much anymore just because I live so far away.
The
but
where?
The Highbury, the soccer bar.
Oh, okay. Highbury
Yeah, in Bayview.
I don't know if I bet. Yeah.
You know,
Never heard of that
it's very much like a soccer bar.
Got you.
It's
Okay.
like I used to
It's
go
like-
there on like Sunday, Saturday mornings,
Yep.
but
And you
then
think of like Nomads,
yeah, it's
Bavarians.
yeah,
and
it's like
then
that. It's like that.
Highbury. Okay.
yeah. It's like
Yeah.
a hardcore version of Nomad. Like people, you're there, you're like watching.
Hell yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like early in the morning too.
6 a.m. Yeah. I stopped going as much because I
Hell
live
yeah.
far away, but also like I got so sick of like getting drunk at 6 a.m.
Sure.
You know, like I was like,
Your day is shot.
oh my god, it would be like 12:30, and it'd be like, what do I do now? And the answer was nothing. It's like
Right,
Saturday, you know, like
Right,
it's
right.
like okay, I've got nothing for 4 hours, and then someone wants to do something. I just go home and pass out. and just be
Take a
like,
little nap.
Yeah,
It's
not
like
good.
shit. You don't want to get drunk again.
Not good. Not good.
Rally. The
No,
rally.
I love the concept, but nah. I'd also like get there at 6 a.m. and be like tired from the get go. So then
Right.
you're drinking to soldier through. This is some
Sure.
Wisconsin shit, man.
Yeah,
I'll tell you
yeah.
what,
I
like-
guess. I mean, it's pretty fun though when there's other people doing it with you. I think there's that energy that kind of carries you along.
Yeah,
Like,
but
yeah.
then you end up drunk at 1 p.m. on a fucking Saturday or a Sunday, and you're like, oh no, why?
I can't remember the last time I day drunk or woke up early to start drinking. It's usually for
Miserable.
like a bar crawl.
Because
Because
it's miserable.
Yeah.
Because it's fun at the
It's
time, but
fun,
then
though,
it's
it's
miserable. Like in
fun.
the long run, it's so.
If you
miserable.
pace yourself, you drink water. I think you can, and you have like a set plan of maybe what you could accomplish in the afternoon.
No, you're
I
better than
think
me.
you can.
Then. I can't do that. I retired from
I think
that
you can
a
make it
long
work. But it's been a minute for me. I remember doing the Shamrock Shuffle way back.
That was like a week ago, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah. I didn't do it I haven't done it since COVID.
Yeah.
Which that was like the last I remember, like early March. It was the Shamrock Shuffle, and then the world shut down. That was that.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that was so.
It
fun.
was, wasn't it? I remember my girlfriend's dad.
Oh yeah,
going,
because
like,
you're probably on Brady, the Shamrock Shuffle.
no, we
and
were on
everything.
tour.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, it was wild. We were. Yeah. It was wild. We
Like,
were.
mid tour.
Yeah, we had like a 5-week tour, like quite a long one, and we had South by Southwest in the middle, and then
Wow.
South by got cancelled. So we were like, cool, what do we do for like those 4 days? And then we were actually like on the West Coast. 'Cause we started from here and we went out west, then we went down, and then we were cutting across and doing like a loop. And
That's a fat ass tour.
it was a big tour, yeah.
Wow.
It was like a 5.5 week tour, and then we were like we were about 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks. We were about a third to half of the way in,
Okay.
and we played San Francisco, and we played there, and that was when like mutterings of we actually played Seattle 2 days before that, and that was when Seattle was like the epicenter of COVID.
Oh sure.
Where there
being
were
on
like
the
a few
coast.
cases. Yeah. Like the bartender like
Right.
fucking coughed on the beer she was handing me, and I was like, nah.
Yeah.
I said to my keyboardist, I was like, you want this beer? She coughed on it. He was like, yeah, I don't give a shit. I was like, all right, cool, because I'm not doing that. And then we got to San Francisco, and then it was like a bit of talk. But then we were driving to LA the next day, and that's when I was getting phone calls, and like it was like, especially one of my friends in the music industry and all his big bands were like, the managers were canceling tours, and I was like, he was like, yeah, you're done, mate. You know, like you got to cancel. I was like, you don't understand, man. We're playing like to 50, 100 people max. Like your artists are playing to like
Sure.
500 to 3,000. We're not gonna have to cancel this tour. You are, but I don't give a
Right.
shit. And he was like, nah, you will. You know, like, I was like,
Right.
nah. And then we played LA. It was quiet. It had an eerie feeling.
Yeah.
And then like the next day we were playing San Diego, and it was on the college campus. It was a college show, and there was one confirmed case of COVID in San Diego, and I was like messaging going, yeah, we're still good, right? And the promoter was like, we were driving there like an hour before load-in, and they're like, there's been one confirmed case in San Diego. I'm sorry, but the show's off. And I was like, oh, like one confirmed case seems insane at this point, right? Like,
yeah, right.
Yeah,
exactly.
But like then it was like, oh, okay, we're done.
Yeah.
And then I was looking at it, I was like, okay, we have a day off. Then we have Phoenix, Arizona. Then we have South by, which is 4 days blank. New York shows are completely dead. It was like, wow, yo, all right. So we just drove 3 days back in the van, just like straight. I think like maybe 2.5. You know, we like really did it. I think we stayed one night in a hotel in like Missouri. Like we really just went.
Just gunned it back.
Yeah, it was wild. That was a wild time in my life.
Because there's that like little period of denial. Like,
yeah,
the world's like maybe in 2 weeks everything will be back.
Right, and we had like 2 days of that when we got back to Milwaukee, where it was like we went to. Have you ever been to Camino in Walks Point? It's like they do good wings, and we hung out, me and Corey, on Sunday, and they were like, "Yeah, we're closing tomorrow. You know, it's what the people are doing." We were like, we knew, and we were like, "Cool, let's do a shot, eat our wings, enjoy this beer, because it might be a few weeks."
Yeah, it might be a few
you know
weeks,
what I mean?
Exactly.
It was just so weird.
Yeah.
It was such a weird time. Yeah.
Wild.
It was wild. It was so wild. Wow.
Especially being all the way on the West Coast. And just
it was the furthest point away on our entire tour. It could have been anywhere else. Like, it could have been anywhere else. Yeah, it was so stupid. But
wow. Especially when you have all these shows lined up and you're trying to break even with all just a tour.
I worked out, broke exactly even with the stupid drive home in those shows.
Wow.
Because that tour was going really well. So we actually canceled it, and I didn't go into the red. So I was like, I literally just went back, and I didn't know it would be this long, obviously, before things, you know. But like, it was like, cool, okay. File that under successful West Coast tour.
Yep.
Didn't make money, had a great time.
Got out there.
But it went great. I didn't lose money, you know, like, it was like, okay. You know, it wasn't like a big L. You know what I mean? Right. It was like, okay. And then we had enough, good grace with the promoters on the. No one wanted to cancel shit. You know, like the promoters in New York and all that. They didn't want to cancel things.
Right.
I almost felt bad because I think we called the tour before everyone truly was canceling it. You know what I mean? Where it was like, I was like, yo, we've got a minimum of 1 week of nothing.
Right.
This isn't
Doesn't
looking
make
good.
sense.
Like, like for sure, like a few of those shows through Texas still went on.
Sure.
But then they were the last shows that these people.
It's probably going through your head like, could we go back and then back to Milwaukee and then go back down? If those shows could maybe still go.
It was,
you know?
It was, but trust me, like it was cooked.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly.
But like I hit up, like we're playing El Paso on this next tour in a couple weeks, and it was like, they're having us back. You know what I mean? It's like, we're going to make it to you this time. I'm going to go so hard in El Paso because I'm going to be like, 3 years. Like, let's go. Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah, right.
Hell yeah. What's some of your favorite places to go in the U.S.?
In the U.S.?
Yeah.
Dude, Midwest is really good for shows. I think Midwest is great.
Sure.
In general, especially before I lived here. Well, it was definitely one of those things. It's like, you get to the Midwest, shows are good. They get it. The promoters are cool. All that. Aside from that,
so you probably traveled a good amount then.
I have traveled a good amount. Yeah, I really have toured a lot.
Have you done anything outside of like the UK and America, or have you
Europe?
Yo, yeah, you were saying.
Yeah, I've never done like anywhere super far away. I've done Europe because we would drive. We would cross the Canterbury, where I grew up. It's like 45 minutes, and then you get a ferry for an hour, and then you're in France.
Okay.
So we would just drive our shit over and then just tour it like we would here. And a lot of the distances were way smaller than you do here.
Yeah.
So it sounds more crazy.
Yeah.
Like that was one of the things.
So
when I was filling out my visa, I was like, yeah, we've toured like 25 countries, you know? But it was like actually like that's the equivalent of like 5 states.
Right.
Exactly. You know what I mean? I was like, yeah, we drove through like Poland once. We have played Poland once. But like it was like, yeah, we play Poland, we play like, you know, it probably looked real good, but I was thinking like, we're conning you here. You know what I mean? Like, but I toured Europe a lot. I mean, like that guy, honestly, like if we're talking like that DIY, just doing your thing, like that guy who sponsored my work visa and runs that, he plays in a hardcore band, runs that thing in Philly. I always end up talking about him in the interviews because like I think he instilled a lot of this shit in me of like just do it. kind of thing, like without the Nike tick. Just
Yeah.
go over it, just do it, you know. And it's like his band, like he plays in this beatdown band. They put out one record and toured it for like 10 years. Like they didn't even bother to like do more. They had like they had like 2 EPs and toured it for 10 years, something like that. You could probably look it up. They're called like CDC.
Yeah.
And they literally toured like, I don't know. They toured the UAE at one point. They toured South Africa. They toured Russia. They toured, like they toured Israel. They toured like
Holy
everywhere.
shit.
They went to definitely Mexico. They went to the craziest one when they went to Madagascar.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So they would
Holy
like
shit.
just try and figure out where the hardcore scenes were. And there's always a hardcore scene no matter where
Sure,
you are.
yeah,
It's small, but people come.
Yep.
And like, so they would do that and they would just like book a festival in Russia and go, okay, it's this amount. I'll cover our flights. Let's just book other things around it. I'm sure they saved money from other tours. I'm not saying they were raking it in, but they were just like doing it. Like they would put everything that was their only goal, was to go out and play places they wanted to be. So like, I think that's a really interesting way of doing it, because no matter what, you win.
Sure,
Because you get to go to
It's like,
play.
oh, at least we're here.
Yeah, I was telling you, I had a wedding in Italy, so I booked a solo tour there and back, like to cover the petrol costs, like just to go and like, honestly, like, and the Beto, you know that politician in Texas,
Beto.
Isn't that his name?
I don't know. I'm not familiar.
BTO. He was like a thing. He was meant to be
Beto.
like the next Bernie for a while, and
I
then everyone
don't
hated
know.
him. I don't know, like,
Yeah, no.
do you know what I'm talking
No,
about?
I don't.
Dude, he used to like play in a band with the Mars Volta people.
Mars Volta.
You know, they're like
I don't know.
at the drive-in, Mars Volta.
Like the car company.
No fucking band. You don't know that?
Mars Volta.
Oh my god, like
I
Mars,
don't know,
like the planet, like the
Mars Volta.
the Mars Volta.
Mars.
Does that help?
No,
You don't know that fucking
no,
band?
Mars Volta.
Okay, a lot of
Yeah,
people.
no,
a lot of
okay.
yeah. At the
I mean,
drive-in, do you know that band?
Since talking with people about music on this podcast, I'm slowly learning that I know nothing about a lot of different music.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised that you don't know that.
I don't.
For sure, they sold out the Riverside like at the end of last year. Like
Fuck.
they're like a big band.
Shit.
All right.
Okay. Wow.
Well, okay. Yeah, yeah.
News to me.
But he's like a politician, and he
Okay.
like said something really cool that was like, I'm so glad I like toured in a band when I was in college, because it was like a free way to see the country. And I thought that was a really cool
Interesting.
way of looking at it, because no matter what happens, you know, at the end of the day, you're just putting gas in the tank
Right.
and trying to get from A to B. So
Yeah.
I think that's a really cool
Yeah.
thing. And that's how he ran his hardcore band. So he was like, if I can book a show in Madagascar,
Yeah,
you
sick,
can book a
right?
show in
Yeah.
fucking Idaho. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that
Yeah.
really stuck with me, you know, like really stuck with me. Like you get hope along the way, but that
Definitely.
that will never leave me, you know, like you
Right.
just got to be resourceful.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Because a big part of me, especially in the last like week, or sorry, like 2 months or month, end of winter here, I've been having a really crazy travel bug, and just like, man, I'd love to travel more and just like get out and see more places and meet new people and just have
Use your
different
music as your
experiences.
vessel for that.
Yeah, man.
For real,
Yeah,
like, you know, like,
yeah.
I'm not saying you'll come out on top, but like, if you want to go to Europe, book a few shows.
Yeah.
Figure out a way for it to work. Like, figure out the rail costs. Figure out where you need to be. Get some help. Ask for some help. You
Right.
can borrow a guitar. I mean, you can borrow an acoustic guitar wherever you go. Like,
Easy.
yeah, just be resourceful. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
at the end of the day, like, and then if people are helping you out, help them out.
Exactly.
You know, maybe they want to play a show in Milwaukee one day.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
It's
yeah.
all, it's like that bowling alley show we're gonna play.
Fuck yeah.
Like they had my back, you know, a
So
lot, and I'll
Cara.
have theirs. Yeah, yeah. Like
what kind of music are they?
they're like they're indie rock. They kind of like I see them as in between like the Arcade Fire and like a heavier rock band.
Okay.
I don't know, like
Cool.
they're cool. They have a lot of critical acclaim
Cool.
and they're grinding and they're cool.
Yeah.
I really like them a lot.
Badass.
Good band.
Yeah.
And I think it'd be fun to see them. They have like a 4-piece with a Wurlitzer. So it's like they're like
Wurlitzer?
Wurlitzer, like you know that fucking like an electric piano.
Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
Fender
yeah.
Rhodes. You know Fender Rhodes?
Fender Rhodes?
That shit?
No, I don't.
Okay, it's like an electric piano. So like
Okay,
they have like
sure.
guitar, bass, drums, and they're like quite
Okay.
heavy, but then they have this like sweet electric piano
Yeah.
like going with it. Like, it's kinda
Nice.
sick.
Nice. So
I'll send you that
four
stuff.
piece though, still, right?
Yeah,
Four
yeah.
dudes.
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. Sick.
4 or 5, but I think.
So they'll probably do an acoustic kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna strip it. They're playing
Yeah.
X-Ray the next night, like full band.
Yep.
But I'm gonna get them to the
Sick.
acoustic thing because I think the
Sick.
keyboards and stuff they can just rock it.
Yep.
I'm just gonna play some new songs and enjoy it.
Yeah, definitely.
gonna
I've
play
been
it.
working on some new stuff too.
Then do
Yeah.
it. Let's do
Yeah.
it. Let's chill.
Fuck yeah.
Let's invite some friends and just
Yeah.
like make it a fun, like just fun, man.
Definitely.
No, like
Thursday
draw, how many
night
people you
too.
draw. Just like fucking.
Yeah.
Let's hit up some friends. Let's do it. Let's show them. Like at the end of the day, man. Like let's show them a good time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Let's
Yeah.
fucking do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are we doing on time, by the way?
I don't know. I
It's,
mean,
8
how long
p.m.
do you usually run these?
I run them pretty long. We're approaching an hour right now, but I've gone an hour to 3 hours. So
3 hours?
yeah, the record is 3 hours and 37 minutes, and that was with a band called what was it? I think it was Spoy, a band called Spoy from Milwaukee. I had like it was with the first and only podcast I did with 3 people on, or 4 people total.
3.5
We were just kicking it.
It's like I think a podcast like driving or washing the dishes. Like I would have to like take
Oh.
legit time out of my day. to-
Exactly.
to-
Exactly. Yeah. Some people, I mean, I listen to podcasts too every now and then, and like
Mhm.
I love just putting it on the background and just like you're
Oh, yeah, podcasts are killer.
a
yeah.
fly on the wall, you know.
sure.
Just observing.
All right, I tell you what. Let's do 15 more minutes. I need to use the restroom.
I gotta go too.
We'll hit a solid 15.
Cool.
I want to talk about like what music you like. I want to talk about like what we listen to. I
Cool.
think that'd be a
yeah,
cool
yeah,
one.
definitely.
It's a similar fucking place, isn't it? Yeah, I've heard that. So he did Brazil, but not Budapest.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, gotcha.
Also very dope.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a cool artist. I would love to see him. I've seen some videos.
Oh,
of
do you really?
His live
Yeah.
shows. Yeah.
Have you played Summerfest?
Fun fact: I did in middle school and
Oh wow.
early, was it maybe early high school? I had a band in high school / middle school, and there was a state battle of bands, and we got to regionals, or we got to the state final after making top 3 in regionals, and then you play at the state competition with like 12 bands, I think, and each of those bands had a Summerfest spot.
Bro, I
So-
just like I just feel like I know it's cool, but like music's not meant to be that.
I
you know what I
know,
mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
I don't really I hate that
The
like,
competition part of it.
it's just not about it. Like at the end of the day, if you have a unique artistic voice, like you know,
Yeah.
that's the goal, not fucking being the best band and whatever.
Right.
I'm not gonna go
Right.
on a high
Yeah,
horse on
back in the
that
day,
shit.
it was like
It was a thing, right?
Kind of pretty catty, not catty, but there was always that competition aspect to it.
Because it was built
But-
in, because they
Yeah,
were selling you that. You know,
and
like you could,
coming from West Bend, we didn't have a music scene locally at all. The
Right.
only kind of scene there
But
was the annual Battle of the
92.1
Bands.
VTY Country.
Ah!
That great radio station's based out of there.
Exactly. I've never.
I love
Yeah.
that station. I love that station so much.
Shout out them for sure.
I love that station.
What is the number?
92.1.
92.1.
And it's
Exactly.
VTY Country. I like it because like they're the kind of station that doesn't like try and be at the cutting edge of country. They keep like a really solid rotation of
Okay.
like the same shit. You know, like you might listen to a classic rock station and you're still gonna hear "Sweet Child of Mine." You know,
Yep.
It's
Yep.
kind of like that for country,
Yeah,
which
okay.
as an entry point for me into country was really valuable because you hear the
Sure,
same
yeah.
shit. You hear the same Luke Bryan song from 2005, like
yep.
again and again. You
I
know?
think that was on rotation. I was telling you before I worked at the bike shop growing up.
Yeah,
and, my dad would put on either FM 1021 or it was.
Oh, the alternative one.
Yep, alternative
yeah.
radio. I always joke too. My high school band was basically a FM 1021 cover band.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
we played all of that. But yeah, every now and then he'd put on the country station, so I know like if I hear a country song, I'd be like, oh, I know this song, but I couldn't tell you what artist it is because I never listened.
Yeah, and a lot of
looked it
people
up.
have that, and I didn't get that. Like, as someone that was foreign, I didn't understand. I went to the Red Rocks in Madison with my friend.
Red Rock Saloon.
Yeah,
With
I was
the
like on the
bull.
bull and the shit. Yeah, I did the
Yeah.
bull. Obviously, you got to do the bull.
Yeah.
And I remember there was a country cover band, and like I knew like a few of the tunes, you know, like a few of the Toby Keith, Luke Bryan's. I've seen them both live at farm shows. It's been great.
Cool.
But like literally, like it was like that, and there were loads of these songs I didn't know. And my friend was like singing every word, and I was like, "What? Oh, cool! What is this?" And then I don't know.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean you don't know? And then now I get it because you don't know. Because you hear it's like a pop song. You're like singing the chorus. You're like, I don't know who this is. I don't know what the name.
Wait, who is this? I don't know.
Yeah, right. Exactly. And now I get it. But it was so foreign to me at the time. I fell in love with country pop like a lot. Like, for
Did
real.
you get country pop over where you were growing up?
No, it doesn't exist at all. And like, I actually did want to talk about music with you, like what you listen to and stuff. But I was thinking about it because on the Summerfest lineup, there was the Avett Brothers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I fell in love with them like in like 2009, 2010. They put out this album called I Am Loving You. Are you familiar with that band at all?
Yeah, I probably know their hits, you know.
Okay,
I heard their top things.
So they have no hits in England at all. They just don't exist. And they put out I Am Loving You, which was a Rick Rubin produced record that was like really stripped back, it was like the tightest sounding record. They were really like live and raucous and like really energetic. Put out this beautiful record. A lot of it's piano ballads. And I heard it and I was like, what is this? And it's so like songwriter storytelling, and it just, oh my God.
I Am Loving You.
I and love and you.
I and love
and you. Three words that became hard to say. I am loving you. Beautiful line.
Whoa.
It's great.
Cool.
It's great.
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah. It's such a good album. And they put that out, and I was like, who are this like tiny ass unsung like country band that no one, like folk, they're more folk, folk band that no one knows. And I was like, cool. And I really got into it. And they played London, and it was this 100 cap room, or it was a 200 cap room, the London Garage. And there were 100 people there, right? And I was there, and I was just losing my fucking mind. I brought a friend along that I shouldn't have brought along, who was like, yeah, they sound kind of pitchy, man. I was like, fuck you. Get the fuck out of my life immediately. I'm not friends with that guy anymore. And Christ, that sucked. That sucked. I was like, nah, fuck you. But they played to like that crowd, and like, I'm sure they were still a bit smaller in America, but like, yeah, they were that in London. And then it was like, now they're playing amphitheaters. I mean, right? They're like a big pop band,
They're big.
And I just I didn't have to have the baggage of them being that, I didn't have to hit "Ain't No Man That Can Save Me" with the claps and all that bullshit. I don't like that song. And it was like, that's like how people know it. I didn't have that baggage. I just heard this beautiful piano ballad.
Right, you
track
heard raw.
one. Yeah, like the worst, like track one of all time, because it's the most slow. It's like a closer on an album, and they just do it with the piano, and it's just like beautiful. And it's so funny to me that they're like stomp clap folk radio here, and it's just so like not the experience I had with them. And I'm so glad I didn't have that experience. But also it's like wild, and I haven't seen them here. I would love to see them. I'm sure they've still got, I watched the HBO, there's an HBO documentary on them.
That's
shit, insane.
Dude.
Yeah.
No shit.
Directed by like that guy who did all the comedy movies, Judd Apatow.
Okay.
Did a movie on them.
Dog, I'll have to check that out, because I really don't know much about them at all, other than
cool.
hearing them on the radio all the time. Just kind of having a weird imprint on me.
But imagine if they were that exotic act that you saw play to 100 people in Milwaukee.
Exactly.
That's what I had, and I was like, damn, and yeah, cool.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go see them live at Summerfest. No doubt.
Where are they at? What stage are they on?
I don't think it's the paid one. I think it's the...
Are they lower?
Yeah, they're lower. Yeah, so they're on the BMO Pavilion. Is that what it's called? The like lower amphitheater.
Yep. I think that one is paid too.
No, it's not.
No.
Wait.
I think you got to get tickets, but it's like free tickets, but you got to wait in line, first come, first serve.
No.
Okay.
That's a free stage for sure. But that's the biggest free stage. I saw like Dashboard Confessional last year.
Dashboard Confessional.
Or whatever, yeah. I fucking love that shit. Love that shit.
Cool.
Yeah, no, that is free. And what an incredible... Even like Elvis Costello as well, right?
Dude, Noah Kahana is really fucking cool too.
Really?
Yeah.
I check out his stuff. It's like folky.
Yeah, singer-songwriter folky.
I've heard the name. Is he big on like Instagram and stuff? Is he like a social media
I don't follow
type
him
guy?
on there.
Okay.
Cheap Trick, The Sticks, all classic summer.
Yeah, like
bands.
for real. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But that's for people. There's people who like want the Sticks and the Queensryche.
Exactly. Yeah, they're gonna come out for
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
They're gonna come out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, played Summerfest 3 times.
You're a
3
veteran, man.
times? We did the Potawatomi stage, which was that one stage that's covered right when you walk in the main doors. I think it's changed now.
Yeah, they are. I haven't seen that since I've been in Milwaukee, but I've heard people tell me about
It's
that.
the Potawatomi, yeah.
But honestly, like a stage when you walk in as like a small band, that
Oh yeah.
it maybe if you tune yourself out to the fact it's depressing that people are just walking by.
Yeah, exactly.
You could just
yeah.
enjoy it.
We pulled the crowd too, which was really
Yeah,
cool.
so
We'd be
that's
like,
good.
Come on, we're playing Summerfest.
Right.
The best show we did there was like a 6 p.m. slot. It was what was it? Like a Johnson Controls tent.
Yeah.
I think they have a stage now, but it was just
That's a
a
six stage.
small, probably like almost, I mean, maybe twice the size of this room, like big white tent with a stage. And we packed that thing, and just it was cool because it was like 6 p.m. People are like kind of peak.
It's a good time.
You
That's a good time right
know.
before like sunset.
Yep,
Yeah, it's
exactly.
killer, yeah.
Just everyone was dancing. It was a really fun time.
Mhm.
Yeah, I would really love to play Summerfest this year.
You're playing a
But-
cruise. No,
Playing a
not
cruise,
a cruise.
yeah,
It's not a
yeah.
cruise, is it? It's just like a boat. What is
It's
it?
It's a boat, dude. The Edelweiss. They're looking for bands too.
Still?
I don't know. They hit me up a while ago, but they have a lot of dates available for local acts to put something together.
Let's talk about that because that sounds
Yeah,
fun.
yeah,
I
could
saw
send
that
you-
lineup and I was like, what do you mean? Because like,
the Edelweiss cruise, yeah.
yeah, I dropped the ball a little bit, but I was also like, I want to do like some solid Milwaukee festivals and like
Yeah,
events this summer. And
exactly.
I saw that. I was like, I didn't even know this existed.
Right. Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
big one we're doing in July. Which
That's wild.
And
That
I think
sounds
there's like
great.
130 tickets to sell. I think we sold 30 right now, and just gonna pack this boat and just chill and I guess just party on
It's
the
not,
boat.
not gonna
Yeah.
be fun, is it?
Yeah.
Like, it's not
Thursday
not gonna
night in July. Yeah, it's gonna be sweet. Really looking
Damn,
forward to that
that's
one.
dope.
Yeah.
be fun. Thursday's underrated, man. With bowling, with cruising.
Exactly.
like-
Yeah. I think as I've been getting more accustomed to the 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. Me and my girlfriend talk about it. We're like, oh, we feel so old, and just like no one wants to go out and do stuff anymore on the weekdays.
Do you feel that?
But a little bit, but also I think every now and then I'll have like a crazy Thursday or Wednesday night just randomly, which those are always the best.
Right.
And a little hungover the next day, but like, oh fuck yeah, that was so much fun.
I feel like you have to like be semi-immune to that as like a musician because it's like if you're on tour, especially like you gotta play on a Monday. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yep.
so I just kind of see it as like one uniform thing. And then also the thing is people don't account is that there's so much shit on weekends for people to do. People have shit booked in. Yeah. I don't necessarily think a Monday is worse than a Saturday a lot of the time, you know?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Monday night they're probably not doing anything. you
No,
know?
so at least it's like, I'm tired, I want to sleep, I don't want to come out. Then they're making that choice. But on a Saturday, it would be like, yeah, cool, I booked in this thing from
Right.
months ago.
Right.
Or like, yeah, so I don't know.
Definitely.
Yeah.
There
I
are some
kinda-
cool like Milwaukee summer events going on this year though, like the bigger festivals.
Like what?
So I was looking like Locust Street Festival, Summer Solstice, Chill on the Hill.
Have they announced Summer Solstice?
No.
I want to play that. I haven't played that
Yeah.
one. Have you played that one? I want to play that one.
Yeah, I followed up the other day with the guy and
The
yeah.
Jack guy
Jake.
with a. I think
Birch.
it's Jack with a Y.
Okay, so it's
I don't know. One of my
yeah.
friends said. Then I was like, "Who are you fucking
Yeah.
talking about?" Then I was
That
like,
would be
"Oh,
really
he spells his
cool.
name funny."
Yeah.
You know, my name's Amen with a Y, so
Amen,
I
so
can
it's-
comment other people's weird spellings. That's fine.
Amen.
Yeah, right. I can deal with that. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I want to play that. I don't know. Chill on the Hill. Are you playing? What are you?
They're booked already for 23. Yeah.
What are you doing? Like, are you doing any cool ones apart from the cruise?
The cruise.
That sounds great.
Dude,
I would
honestly,
just resign at that point. I'd just be like, I'm doing it, you know.
The cruise is gonna be so
Yeah,
fun.
I don't know.
The big one at the end of summer is Turner Hall.
Who are you
Turner
playing with?
Hall
Who are you playing
Ballroom.
with?
It's gonna be Bug Moment, Diet Light, Fellow Kinsman, and Social Sig.
Oh, so it's like a
All
local,
local.
loaded.
Yep.
Wow, you've already booked that? That's a
Yeah,
long time away.
yeah.
You're gonna really try to hustle that one.
Oh, we're
out.
gonna
Wow.
really, really trying to sell that one out.
Damn.
Yeah, not announced yet, but yeah.
I kind of want to do one of those backroom shows at the end of the year because, like,
Yeah.
I like this kind of thing that's going on right now. I feel like was it you guys that's kind of started it? It's like there's a lot of like like Diet Light trying to sell out their backroom show. You boys did it, like
Bug Moment,
Bug
Skin
Moment,
Line,
yeah.
yeah.
Like I kind of like that. I think that's kind of a cool thing for a local band to do.
Yeah.
Just like especially the Paps group doing a lot
Yeah,
of things
dude,
here.
Pap-
Just being like, yo, we're worth our weight in salt. You know what I mean? Like, it's
they've been so
support.
cool to work with too, because they're just like,
Who do you work with over there when you
Kit.
Kit? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know Kit.
Yeah.
I know that Matt booked me on a support show last year, who was really cool.
Okay.
So,
The,
but yeah,
the big thing was because we got the opportunity to do the album release show, that flyer right there.
Yeah.
But I did everything possible to sell that fucker out, because one, it would be way more fun with everybody, and it was just such a fun night, and it sold out. And I think that just doing that and bringing a good crowd and energy just kind of tells the Pabst Theater Group, like, yeah, we can work with these bigger venues, like, as a local scene. And then got Bug Moment. They got their album release show, Scam Likely, and those all sold out. And just kind of keeping the scene.
I kind of want to do that. Like, I'm gonna put out an album later in the year. I kind of want to give that.
Yeah, man.
I also just like really like stupid shit. Like I like us playing Holler House on a bowling tournament next Thursday.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's hard for me to like want to play the game, but it's like good to, like you said, you're just proving to this like promoter in town that you're like, people enjoy your set and you have people there, and that's so valuable. Yeah, like for real. I don't even want to call it playing the game. It is what it is, you know. Yeah. But like also like I'm such a last minute person that I'd rather just set up a bowling alley show.
Sure,
like a week
right.
before.
Yeah, no, dude, those shows are awesome too. I think just with those big ones though, I kind of like, as far as the local draw goes, I try to work around I try not to schedule too many local shows before, at least like a week or two. But,
yeah, that makes sense.
I'll do like solo sets.
I think it's a cool thing. I think it's a cool thing, especially like it like legitimizes it so much when it's like the Pabst Group doing it. You know, when they have that upstream to like bigger rooms, you know, and stuff. So yeah. So
like
I think it's dope.
That's kind of how
also the sound.
That's
in that
how
room
it
is
eased
awesome.
into. Oh, the sound.
The
is
sound
so
in
good.
that room is
so good.
Such a joy.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's so good. I love it. When I was first in Milwaukee, like all my favorite arts come from that venue because it's like that kind of indie size. You know what I mean? Like it's like that 200 cap.
Intimate. You know, you're right there. It sounds good. There's plants everywhere, skylights. Yeah.
It's dope. It's dope. It's really the spot.
Cool.
It's the
really.
spot.
That's why Andy Schaff there was so cool.
Oh man, that's a perfect venue for him. That's a perfect venue for him.
Oh yeah.
That or Cactus, but like I love Backroom. I like the Cactus is more independent, but like at the end of the day, like I love that space.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going back to the music that you listen to.
Yeah.
So how, I don't know, man. Like, what kind of music did you listen to growing up specifically?
I was such a pop punk kid. Okay. I like really that.
Was it a lot of American stuff that you got?
Yeah.
Why do you think that was?
I don't know.
Just how y'all were influenced?
Yeah, just like all of the American stuff was just killing it. You know, like always growing up, it was always like, you know, it was all that spawn of like Blink-182, you know, and then You Found Glory, all that stuff. I loved that stuff. I mean, even like, oh my God. Okay, so before I came to meet you here, right? So I was at Pete's Pub on Brady, which is like, admittedly, I live next to it. So it's I just stopped in for one high life. I was like, all right, cool. I'm just going to have a beer and then I'm going to go meet Parker. And I was like, all right, cool. I'm doing that. And then one of the bartenders came up to me, just walks up to me and he goes, what do you think of Limp Bizkit's cover of Faith? And I was like, and I gave a sincere answer. I was like, I don't like it. I think Limp Bizkit are really cool, actually. I think they're like maligned in like circles where like people think they're a joke, but I'm kind of like, their rhythm section is insane. They did a thing, like props to them. His lyrics are bad, but somehow he made you feel them. I don't know. I have so many thoughts, but I was also like, his scream on that sounds terrible, and that's why he didn't scream on all the records after that. You know, I actually gave him a good answer, and then I was also like, I looked at him, I was like, why did you ask me that? Like, why was that even in your head? Like, what the fuck? So anyway, that kind of stuff, you know, all the stuff Offspring, Limp Bizkit, all that stuff.
Sum 41.
Yeah,
those guys,
I was like 9 years old and that stuff hit, you know, like, and it was just like, I don't know. It was like that skate scene, skate punk, Jackass, all that
Green
stuff.
Day.
Everything, it was so sick, and I just really got into that, and then like that was my gateway to like music, and like in general, and it was always American music. I don't know.
Yeah,
I think like my opinion on like English music and American music is a lot of Americans love English music, and it's the other way around. You know, like I have a lot of English bands that try and mimic American singers and try and do that, but I have a lot of American friends that are like, does this band not annoy you because they're trying to mimic an English accent? And I'm like, I didn't hear it, but okay, I believe you, you know? But like, I kind of feel like a lot of the big English bands, like, took American bands and the influences and the foundation that was built and synthesized into something else. So I think like the Rolling Stones, it's like American blues from the South. And then they did that. The Beatles, similar, you know, like Led Zeppelin, like all these bands that from England, even like, I don't know, I'm trying to think of like a modern 1975. I don't know, anyone. Like all these English bands, but like, what are they listening to?
Right.
It's not English music.
Right.
You know, it's American music. That's the foundation.
Wow.
And I feel like whenever you see a good English band or like a great English band, I'm not going to denounce all those bands. Like some of those bands did incredible things, but I feel like the foundation of that is all American. It's all American, like blues, folk, country, all that stuff. And like, that's the way I kind of feel about it. Is like, I'm into American music, and I think all of us British people were. And I think the incredible English bands are just building on the foundation, not even building on, just synthesizing, maybe building on, you know, but like taking that. And that's how I feel about it. And I feel like growing up for me as well, it was always American music. I mean, it's such a big country, you know. I think like music is built more to thrive here. I know it's like there's still issues. I know it's still not that easy. I know, but like, it's better here. You have basement shows. We don't have fucking basements in England. Like you have to book a venue. There's overheads. Wow. It's not, you can't just do what we do. I couldn't throw a bowling alley show in a week. You could not do that in England. Wow. I would challenge like a friend back home to throw a show at a bowling alley with, I haven't even discussed it properly with the owner. I just texted it. You know what I mean? Like we'll figure it out.
Right.
You can't do that in England. And I think like you could tour America and come back on yourself. And it still be within a 3 months radius.
Sure. Yeah,
like if you really push it, you know, like there's so many places you can play. Like I had a Salt Lake City show fall through the other day, and it's now on. I figured it out. But like there was points where I was like, where do I book? We have to get between Denver and Boise, Idaho. It was like Salt Lake City was striking out. Got it sorted today. You never know. But like I was
still
literally
in Salt Lake.
Yeah, it's in Salt Lake. But like I was messaging venues in Rexburg, Idaho, Pocatello, Idaho, like
just anywhere,
just like as long as like it is on the way.
Right.
And it was. So I was like, whatever, you know, kind of thing. But like, that's a long drive, you know. Like Denver to Boise is like 12 hours. Or maybe more. So it's like I need to make sure that the place in between is like 6 hours. So you split it up and then you make the money for gas and then you go, like, it's very practical. It's just kind of nicely practical. Like, all you're thinking of is, you know, ... But like, yeah, I'm looking at it, I'm going, I got to do that. And the thing is, like, honestly, in England, like 5 hours is, I'm in Scotland.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So I don't know. That's the way I think about it. At least it's like literally, I just feel like it's easier to get things together. It's just a bigger country. There's less overheads with a lot of things. Like your apartment here that we're sitting in right now is an awesome space with high ceilings. This is a great, and you were saying before you moved in here, you threw house shows here, right?
The person that, they threw house shows here.
It's a great space for a house show.
Yeah.
Great space for it. Like, even full band. I mean, like, it looks like, I mean, you got an electric kit in there.
Yeah. We played a set here one time with the electric kit. Yeah. It'd be really cool to get the full kit in here and just rip one.
You definitely could, right?
Yeah.
I'm not saying you want to open up your apartment to that, but like, that's a choice.
That's the one thing. I'm like, this is literally my bedroom.
Yeah. But you could, right?
Right.
I mean, like, honestly, you could fit 60 plus people in it.
Oh, yeah.
And do the thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, you just can't do that in English. So that's the way I feel. It's like, it's more, you can try. I feel like sometimes you feel a bit hamstrung. And also, like, all the English bands that do good stuff and make it bigger and stuff. I mean, you opened for Wet Leg, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like, there are bands at that level that, like, you know, I don't know how much they sound. Probably a lot. They're really big, aren't they?
Yeah, I think they're like 2 Grammys. Like,
okay.
They're like, they did the damn thing.
Yeah, right. And quickly as
fast,
well. Yeah,
fast.
quickly.
Like,
how was that show?
insane.
Really?
Insane.
Stupid?
It was a pinnacle. It was a pinnacle of my
It's the
life.
Pabst Theatre, man. Wow.
Yeah, March 2nd, 2022, almost a year ago, or more than a year ago.
Damn.
Approaching that show, I was like, still kind of like, I don't know if I want to really do this music thing. Like, maybe, I don't know, just having doubts with myself and just even just in my day to day. And it's like, this show could go.
What were the doubts about?
The doubts were just like, is this something I really want to pursue? Is this something legitimate that like my heart wants to do? Just like a dream that I want to follow. Like, I think my a doubt would have been if I performed and just completely bombed or messed up during
So it was self-confidence.
Yeah.
It wasn't that you didn't love music. It was that you was like self-doubt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Lots of self-doubt.
I'm going to get one of those beers.
Oh, yeah,
But I want to, you
stay
on the mic. You stay on the mic though. I want to ask you, like, for real, like, why?
That isn't.
Why? No, because that's not like I fell out of love with music. That sounds like more like I don't know how I feel about myself. To be honest, I'm not shitting on you. Like, we all feel that.
No, 100%. Looking back around that time, it was like a pretty dark, I don't know, very transitional period of my life. Lots of turbulence, like settling into this new place and what's that?
Do you want one?
Oh, I'm good right now. Yeah, thank you. I just graduated college, started working full time, and just like really trying to figure out what I want to pursue with my life. And I think a lot of it was self-confidence, truly. And I felt like this night had a lot of weight to it. I don't know, man. Just like really felt that it could have gone one way or the other. And it went really, really fucking well. It just went exactly how it just felt so good. Just felt so very natural. And it was a blast. It was an absolute blast. And I think about that night a lot. And then after that, like we fucking killed it. It was so fun. Like everyone had a great time. And even in just my day to day, like confidence, not even with music or just like a dream I want to pursue, just my confidence as a human, just like, I feel like I can do this.
It's real. It's real that like, you just want to know that something you're dedicating to, you're actually good at, or like, like it's fucked up because
the affirmation is
you don't want to be like, oh, I'm sick. You know what I mean? But it's like legit. Like it's like if you put that much of yourself into a thing and like a lot of people identify you with it, you know? Like I get that in Milwaukee. Like a lot of people, I'm English. Why are you here? Because I'm trying to pursue music, and it's like, I don't know. I have friends around town that have never seen me play, or people that have come to see me play recently and been like, you know, it's important to me that when they watch me perform or write songs and I put something out that they're like, oh, he can actually write a song. Like not even like, oh, sick. I don't really care. Like you connect with my song or you don't, you know, like at the end of the day, I'm just, you know, but like just for me not to be a complete waste of space. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this guy thinks
go back to
England.
I mean?
Yeah. Like, you're here to try this? Like, you're a joke. Like, I don't know. It's like weird because it's like I was talking to someone who does like I can't remember what it was like flooring or something. You know, I can't remember exactly what profession it was. Very very blue collar kind of craftsman type. You know, blue collar work. And I was like, you just like, you know, we were just having it heart to heart about stuff, and it was like, yeah, you just want to feel, you want people to be like, if you have friends that you do work for, or you work for a friend's friend, you want your friend to hear that, oh, that guy came by and did a great fucking job on my floors. He's killer. You just want that because it's like, oh, that's what I do day in, day out. Yeah. You know what I mean? Or that's what I do once a week. Oh, that's what I do for 2.5 weeks every 2 months. You know what I mean? Like you just want like that to be like, you know what I mean? Like on any level, like any job you do, like, you know, you just want
reputation.
Or just people to be like, yeah, he's good at that thing. You know?
It's like, I'll hire you.
Yeah, it's real. And like, is that the crux of why we do music? No, we never did. Like, we're never like, you're not sitting down, you're 13 and you're like, love music. And you're not like, all right, I need to be sick of this. I need people to think I'm good. You don't give a fuck. But when you've played as many shows, as like you said, like you were doing a lot of shows and then you had your job and all that. If you're going to do that much show that many shows, do that much time, write that music, put it out, that's the point where you do just need a level of like people going, hey, you're pretty good.
Right.
Hey, we're going to come see you.
Exactly.
Hey, you know, like, yeah. No,
Yeah.
so I actually, that's something that even like right now is when I'm trying to contextualize that and not feel weird about it, if that makes sense.
Like the which part of it? Like
I don't want people to like, I don't know, like I feel weird about the fact, because I don't do music for people to go, you're good at this, but like there's an extent to which like you want to earn your keep, or someone to go, hey, you're good enough at this to be contributing value to the world, that means you should continue to do this.
Sure, right. That's
like, you know what I mean?
That would be
Does that make
nice.
sense?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Like you don't want someone to have a bad time at your set.
No, right.
But
And
if they don't
you don't
like
feel
it,
like
you
people are
know,
showing
it's-
up, even though it's a chore, you know, I want people to come and like
have
it
a good
to be,
time.
yeah, for real.
Right.
And it's like, I feel in a good spot with that, and it's done wonders for my self-esteem in the same way that you played that Pab show, and that was
Kinda-
like, okay, yeah.
Playing
It's
off
so
of that, I
important.
was thinking about sometimes when I'll play local shows, I feel that I've been I feel confident now in doing a local show that I can send somebody the ticket link and be like, hey, come out to the show. It's going to be a really fun time. It's going to be a fun show, and confident in that it will be a fun night. We like to have a fun time on
That's
stage.
cool.
And
Yeah, that's
have it-
powerful. That's big.
yeah, to have that confidence in your performance, you know, that you know you have that value as like someone's going to come out and have a good night, you know. Like
Yeah.
They can take a night out of their life, you know, to
That's
sing,
cool. I
perform.
mean, that's really powerful.
Yeah.
You know, I still try. I still have weirdness about it where like, I don't know. It's a weird one. I'm constantly reevaluating where it's like sometimes people get pissed at me for not telling them that I have a show.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah, but I'm like, I don't want to tell you because I don't want you to feel like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm
I
talking
get
about, I'm
it's
talking
it's
about,
a
like,
lot of
friends.
responsibility. Like,
Yeah, it is.
So-
It's a lot,
I
bro.
will
I
say,
don't want to
like,
make people feel anyway.
I'm
Like,
not saying every show I play I'm super confident and it's gonna be a
Yeah,
good time.
yeah.
Even with like the solo sets too, I'll be less likely to be like, come out, like have like
I'm more likely.
you know, really.
Yeah,
Wow.
with solo, I'm like,
Ah.
yo, I'm showing
Yeah.
up. It's just me in a car. We're gonna hang out. It's gonna be
Fuck
great.
yeah.
Yeah, like
Cool.
obviously I'll put it on socials, and then people who want to come will come or hit me up. But I'm
Yep.
talking on more like a personal level where we're all Milwaukee's such a small community. Like I don't want to be like, I'm playing this show next week. I don't want to do that. But it's a weird balance. But I think the confidence thing comes into it. You know what I mean? Like I think that's
yeah,
really
especially if
valid
you're-
what you said.
If you're just starting out and trying to get people to a show, it's like, I've been there and like, I don't know, are we even that good? Like, if I tell
We
someone to
probably
come-
weren't. Dude.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean?
You got to get those years in.
I'm
you know?
horrified about those tours where I did with an acoustic guitar and like a DI pot. No, for real.
Pull up
For
some
real. Yeah, I
videos,
look back on
yeah.
that. I'm like, oh, I had a great time. We killed it. And then I'm looking back and I'm like, yo, we probably didn't.
You never know.
Well, yeah, you never know. Yeah, at the end of the day, though, like we
Yeah.
did what we were there to do in the moment, and I had like some of the same songs that I still believe in. You know,
Yeah.
like they didn't come out of nowhere. You know,
Yeah.
and like yeah, it's a weird one. I'm contextualizing a lot of that shit
Yeah.
right now. Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Mm.
So, like, do you have any long-term goals as far as with Holy Pinto and your like artistic wise, or
Yeah.
or is it more of just like life and just where you want to end up? Like,
It's a bit of both, man.
Yeah.
I'm feeling really like, yeah, it's a bit of both. I think like I'm
can I ask
feeling.
how old you are?
I'm 33.
33.
So I'm like early 30s. I started this super late. Like I started this when I was like 24.
Okay.
So I feel how old are you?
I'm 24.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So I always say to like people like my drummer Corey's 24. Who you guys should hang out actually. He's a great.
Corey.
Yeah,
Cool.
great lad. He used to play in that Clementine
Clementine,
band.
yeah,
he
yeah,
used to play in that
okay.
band. He's from Rockford. He moved up as
Gotcha.
well, and yeah. It's like I started late, and I always want to say that to people where like if you're 24, if you're doing a thing, you know, it's like, yo, I started at your age. You know, I'm still figuring out where I need to be. I've done it for like 9 years, you know. And I remember when I started this, you always think when you're younger, you know, especially like again, like I was 24. I see that as young because I was 9 years ago. But I'm
Mhm.
also like, yo, I was probably not a 24-year-old. I was probably a 17-year-old. You know what I mean? Because I started. When you have that beginner's mind, you're just like, I'm fucking sick. I'm
Right,
gonna change the world. Like, you know, all that shit. And then you're like, I'll do it. And it's like, I remember people saying, like, in music, like, you got to do this for 10 years to see rewards, you know?
Yeah.
And I was like, nah, fuck that. I'm gonna do this quick. It's gonna be great, you know?
Yeah,
But then I was
yeah.
also like, I don't care. I'm in it for 10 years.
Yeah.
And it's weird because I'm approaching that 10-year mark and I'm like looking at it and I'm seeing some nice stuff.
10 years,
And I'm,
man.
yeah, it's a long time actually. And it's been a lot though, you know, in that time. Like, I've done different things. I had different jobs. I've moved country. I have
Yeah.
different girlfriends. You know,
Yeah.
like life has turned. And honestly, the only time that I felt I wasn't moving was that kind of COVID era
Sure.
where I
Right.
felt like nothing was changing. Nothing was like musically or life, you know, because it does come hand in hand. I
Yep.
think the more you build your life with it and feel good about it, I think is like really the key, you know?
Right.
If you want to do more of it and sacrifice work, or you want to do more work and sacrifice music, like I think that's everyone has to
Find the balance.
find what you want to do, you
Yeah,
know, like
yeah.
find what you want to do. Like, and with the band thing as well, you know, like, you know, I have band members that try and structure their life around it so they're happy in both.
Right.
And that's always something I want to encourage, you know what I
Right.
mean? But also like, I want to tour. So do you want to, you know what I mean? It's kind of a bit of both. It's like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so my
Yeah.
bass is 39 and my drum is 24.
Wow.
And we don't
Yeah.
give a fuck. But
Yeah.
it's like, we're literally just like, both of them and me have set up our life so that we can do what we want to do. And we
Yep.
work around that and try and figure it out.
Yep.
And there's always like more you can do or less you can, you know what I mean? There's always like wiggle room of just like, we're all figuring this shit out in real time,
Yeah.
you know, it's being a human.
Yeah,
But like,
man.
yeah, I don't know. So like, it's just, I don't know. Yeah, goals. You know what, man? I'm really sick of booking my own shows. And it's not like I want an agent to handle this shit to me. It's not that at all. It's more like I'm spending so much time and mental real estate on like booking shows that like it's really draining all of my life force and all of my music time. And I think about how I want to finish a record and I want to put out in the fall.
Yeah.
And I feel like all my music allocation of brain is going towards that.
Yeah.
And I want that to end soon. So just to be frank, like that's something I want to end. I want to like
Booking.
try and, yeah, I want to try and start like having a few more opportunities by way of hopping on tours or even co-opting tours with other bands that feel right where I'm not doing most of it. Cause that can happen a lot as
Yeah.
well. That's like a immediate kind of lifestyle design. How do I want my
Sure.
music life to look? I want to be doing less of that. Like, and
Yeah.
whether that comes or not, whatever. I'm just going to try my best, you know. But
Right. Right.
that, I want to just be on more things. I got to play the back room where you got to have a great, incredible
Yes, sir.
album.
Yes,
I got to
sir.
play that opening for my fucking idol, my musical idol,
Who is
number
that?
one. It's this guy called Jens Lekman. He's like a Swedish singer-songwriter.
Fuck yeah.
And
Whoa.
yeah, and like again, it was backroom. It was like the way I contextualize it to people is like, I don't know. You could play big outdoor festivals, and they're a festival. So even though you're playing to thousands of people, you're like, I'm not really playing to thousands of people. Like, you know, you contextualize everything, right?
Mhm.
But I'm saying like I would have rather played that show than played to the Riverside Theatre.
Wow.
100%.
Wow.
Because that guy was like, growing up, I remember like his music changed my life, and what he does is so important to me, and his music's so important to me that to just be on that show was like everything. I remember like he sells out, like when he plays London, he plays like a 800 to 1,000 cap room. It does pretty well. He's like he sells out back room
Yeah.
when he does it.
Yeah.
And it's like what, 200 cap in
300,
Milwaukee. So that's
yeah.
so that's a good space. And I remember seeing him in London on a warehouse show, which was literally, swear down, and it's the first thing I thought of when I walked into your apartment. It's this.
Yeah.
Like I remember
Yeah.
lying on like the mezzanine like bed area
Uh-huh.
and watching him play like in fact it was
Fucking-
probably even a little bit smaller. And he put
Holy
out
shit.
yeah, he put out an email blast. It was in between albums, and like he put out an email blast like, first 10 people to hit me back get to come to this house show that I'm doing just for fun. And like me and one of my close friends both got that email in real time and emailed each other's names. Whoa. And I was like, yeah, it was like huge. It was great. I spilled wine on the carpet of the pier. I felt so fucking bad. So that sucked. But apart from that, it was great. Yeah. So it was like, I don't know. And like when I was in Milwaukee, I remember one of the reasons I came to Milwaukee was my friend Alex said I could stay there, but also I knew that Jens Lakeman was playing on the like 12th of February of that year. And I like literally was like, okay, I'm going to stay in Milwaukee till then, and then I leave on tour the next. Like, it was a part of my thing. It was like, I need to see him on this tour. Where do I do it? And it was Milwaukee, and it was a back room.
Yep.
It just came full circle in a fucked up way.
That's
like the same way as your like wet leg show. It just came so full circle where I was like, oh shit. And it just fills your heart with this possibility. For me, it was like, I want to open for bands on this level.
Yeah.
These are the rooms I want to play. I'm not dreaming of arenas and shit. I just want to do the back rooms. I want to like be a band that's touring those spaces and has that kind of like close-knit few people that you connect with. And like, right. And so like that felt really affirming when we played it. It was really fun. It felt good. And I think we did well with the crowd. And I've seen the evidence of that, like people coming back out, and like that was sick. And I'll take that, and that's given me a year of Salt Lake City shows falling through.
Sure,
right, you know what I mean? Like it's given me but that's given me that. Like, so it's a fucking weird roller coaster, man.
Crazy.
Just try to be positive.
Did you talk to him or like meet him when you saw him in London that time?
I've met him a couple times. I would always say hi, but like be one of the people, you know, like I know my place, you know. But he did say to me after the show, he's like, you email me sometimes. And actually, you know what's fucked up? I can't believe I haven't told anyone this actually apart from my girlfriend. So it's funny. We're having a good hang, so.
I was gonna say you gotta win some poker tonight.
This is fucked up. One day I'll post this on the internet, but I don't like the internet very much, so I don't really do it. So I have this, right? This is an email. It's in my favorites. I clicked favorite because I knew there would be a time where this would come up. Oh my God! If I don't find it quickly, it's still worth it. I'll figure it out.
No, I believe you.
Okay. So this is an email I wrote. Okay, so bear in mind. Okay, so like, I started this shit when I was 24, right?
Yep.
And that was 2013, I think. Yeah, roughly. Yeah, 2013. And this is an email I sent to Jens Lakeman from his like contact submission site.
Sure.
15th of June 2009, right? So
2009.
Yeah, so. I had like, I was doing what's called in England silver service.
No.
Mm-hmm.
Should I go back?
Beer spillage. Yeah. Which is funny because literally what I was talking about relates to this. I was doing like, I had this shift at like a silver service job, which is what we call it in England, which was essentially handing out champagne trays to rich people. Like, you know, and it was like in London, and it was like actually a really cool night. It was a really nice summer's night. I remember it. And I did like a shift of that, and I'd written this email like the day before or like a few days before. It was 15th of June 2009, right? You can see it here. I've got a screenshot of this shit just to prove it's real. And I wrote, hello. I don't know why I wrote hello. 2009, man. Yeah. Hello. At 13, I fell in love with music later than most, but it struck me hard nonetheless. Now I'm 19. I play a few instruments, write music, but I cannot sing. Bolded. Look. Bolded. I fucking bolded that. I have tried, but I'm left wondering whether I'll ever be able to complete my music with my voice. That's all I wrote, because he had like a thing where he wrote on his website, on his blog, like, send me an email. It has to be 50 words, just about what you want it to be. Hence the title, 50 words. Because that's so informal. That's not like, hey man, that's not a two-way conversation. Right. So I already feel guilty about it. But that's what it was. And then he wrote back, 2nd of July, 2009. Voices take a long time to mature. I couldn't sing until I was 21. Don't give up.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That's fucking cool.
2009.
That's fucking cool,
and then in like
dude.
2022, I opened for him in Milwaukee after this meandering 8 years of weird shit in like another city. Yeah.
Wild.
Cool, right?
Especially because you're not even from Milwaukee.
No.
Just a random city.
No, right.
You just ended up
Yeah,
in
so you go
that.
like fucking 8 years,
Wow.
8 years of putting your time into this shit, and like you have a moment like that where you're like, oh well, you don't predict that shit, you know. So it's like it's
Yeah.
cool. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you know, yeah,
Full
that-
circles.
yeah.
That's sick. You got the email right there. Did you show him that at all? Or
No,
no?
I didn't show him that. I didn't show any of my friends that.
Whoa.
I kept that to myself actually.
Whoa, man.
And
Yeah.
it seemed appropriate
Appreciate
for the
you for
conversation.
sharing that.
Yeah, I feel like it's appropriate.
Amazing.
And also,
Yeah.
if you've listened to this podcast for 2 hours,
Yeah, no,
kind
right.
of, you're allowed that, you know.
You deserve that little.
It's
little
in the depth.
slice,
It's in the depth of
slice,
the
right,
thing. Yeah,
right. Yeah.
But yeah. So that was really cool. So,
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, man, for real. We need
Whoa.
that shit. You need fuel.
I think you'll be in touch with him for something else in the future too. I think we'll come back another 360
At the end
somewhere or the other. If you just keep going, you know. Just keep
yeah, I
going.
mean, you never know. Like, it could be cool things. You never know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It felt good. It was
Yeah.
cool. After COVID as well, it was very cathartic. you
Oh
know,
sure, right.
Yeah, it was like shows were back.
Finally.
I mean, we caught COVID. No, not that tour. We caught COVID on the next tour we did. But yeah, I mean, you know,
Got you.
that was always gonna
Oh
happen.
my God.
yeah. So it was still the specter of that, though. You know,
Right.
like it was May last year where things were still a little bit.
Yep.
Yeah,
I think we're in a good spot now.
I think we're in a good. What
so
do
you
you
got a tour coming up April,
think? Yes, West Coast.
West Coast.
Mhm.
Fuck yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Do you want to wrap this up right away?
Yeah, let's do
Yeah,
it. I have poker night.
So, I know. I
It's
like
River-
want to get you there,
it's
but
in-
don't
it's
want to
in-
hold
it's
you
in-
too long.
It's
you
in
know?
River West though. It's
Oh,
like
cool.
down the
Okay,
road. Yeah,
perfect.
yeah.
Sweet.
But yeah, and next Thursday we're gonna do that bowling.
next
show.
Thursday we're playing at the Howler House. I'm available. Let's
I don't
fucking
know
do
when
it.
this comes out. It'll probably be after that,
Let's fucking
right?
do it. No, I added these puppies up pretty quick.
Oh shit!
So,
All right.
They'll be up probably. What's today? Thursday? Probably this weekend.
All right, then we're cool. And then when you post it, you can be like, "And we're doing a bowling night."
Exactly.
Do you want to call it like Social Sig and Holy Pinto bowling night?
Yeah, dude. Let's fucking do it.
Yeah, do you want to do that?
Yeah.
Because like my friends are playing X-Ray and they don't want me to like announce them and like all
Okay.
that. But they can share it on the sly. I don't know.
Wait, which friends?
Cara,
okay.
yeah. You should check
Yeah.
them out. They're cool.
No, yeah, we can do Holy Pinto Social Sig.
Bowling night.
Yeah, let's fucking do it. Bowling night. Yeah.
Yeah?
Let's fucking do
Let's
it.
do
Yeah,
it.
It sounds fun. Let's fucking do it.
I love this.
I'm so down.
Yes.
I'm so down.
This is a long time in the making, man. I'm glad we hung out.
Dude,
for real. I saw you outside that
seriously.
practice space. I was like, yo, have we not
as
hung
I,
out yet?
As I
Yeah.
mentioned, dude, I think I saw you at Bradford one time. I think we might have made eye contact.
Bradford?
Bradford,
The beach?
and it was cold. It wasn't warm. It was like cold. You were walking with some lady.
My
and
probably
I
my
was,
girlfriend.
I was with some friends. This was like probably during COVID.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and I was like, you had long hair, maybe some like bleached ends.
Yeah, I still do.
It was for sure
And
you.
no one can
It was
see
for
it.
sure
No
you.
one
It's
can see it.
yeah.
It's still bleached.
Yeah.
You got the bleach as well.
Yeah, right. Dude, I was like, because
That's so. I did not
Walkie
recognize
so
or
s-
see you. I would always say hi. Like I would never.
Oh, for
not.
sure. I mean, I was like,
Yeah.
is that like, I don't know. And then it was just such a quick moment that it was just because you were like mid conversation and
Yeah.
I don't know, but
Yeah.
but man, yeah, I was like I was saying before. I just have known of Holy Pinto, the project in Milwaukee for a few years, like since
Fuck yeah,
2019.
that's dope, man. Yeah.
Dylan from Honey Creek. Was
Oh,
like,
really?
Dude, you got to talk with Eamon.
Oh, really? That's
I keep
cool.
forgetting how you say your name.
Eamon. Yeah, you nailed it. You nailed it.
Of
I
Holy
tell
Pinto,
you, the
man.
amount of people have fucked it up in the last few
Do people
days.
ever call you Holy Pinto? Just
Yes.
Pinto.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's wild. It's
fucking-
wild, actually.
Wait, real quick before we end this, how
Yeah.
did you come up with Holy Pinto?
Oh,
it's
fucking
a
hell.
fucking cool ass name.
Again, we're 3 hours in or whatever, so
Hour 43. Hour 43.
I
This
usually,
ain't bad.
I
This
usually
ain't
don't
bad.
tell the story. So I did student radio when I was in Manchester University with my friend Ryan, who was my drummer at the time. Like we were a two-piece, and I played drums in a band called Handsome Panda, which is it's not a great name, but it's not a terrible name. And I tried to trick like the radio show into playing us, so I like uploaded it, and I was like, fuck, I have to find like a band name that has like the same initials, and those were the first two words that came into my head. There was like a band called like Holy Ghost or Holy Fuck that was like with an exclamation mark that was big at the time. And I think I was reading about pinto beans being like really good for your health, and I was like, that just came out, and then I like tricked my friend on air into playing us, and he was like, "Fucking hell, man," you know.
Yes.
And then when we started the band, I was like, "We should just name it after that," and he was like, "I actually quite like that," and I like.
It's a cool ass name.
Do you like it? I'm like,
it's cool. It's cool.
I wish I could go back on it.
Nah, you're 9 years in. You can't do that.
I know, but like maybe year 10, and then like it's like, all right, new name. Like I don't know.
Pinto.
I don't want to use my. Okay, so this is another question. We could do this forever.
Yeah.
But like you obviously do the same thing where you're Parker and you have Social Sig, and I'm Aim and I have Odie Pinto.
Yeah.
And like I wouldn't want to use my own name.
Yeah.
I'm like glad I didn't. I think that would be too much. I mean, like I still feel like this shit is me and this shit is you, and people associate it. But like, fuck, it'd be kind of a bit too much, wouldn't it? How do you feel about that?
I think I thought about doing like a part. So before Social Sig, I was going by Arcilla Kid, even just Arcilla Kid. Arcilla is my middle name, and it's my mom's maiden name. And we have all these cousins with the middle name Arcilia, and it was just like kind of a family thing. So I'm an Arcilla Kid, and even that name kind of felt like I didn't want to be walking down the street and people being like, "Yo, Arcilla Kid," like, or I don't know. For some reason, when I first was starting, I didn't want to associate me personally so much with the music, but it's kind of like revolved and changed into this thing where literally, I mean. So then I kind of morphed into Social Sig as like a band name, but also a solo project, but also a band. It's just like, I feel like I'm not getting this out as
no, I know
as
you
well.
No, but it's the same thing, right? You didn't want it to feel too identified with just you.
Yeah.
Like I could always pretend it's a band if I want to.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. You know it's nice to have that choice, which is, I think we're in a really good situation as far as like if we want to do a solo set, but also a full band.
Yeah.
If we want to do like anything, it's that project is Holy Pinto and that project is Social Sig.
Right.
Which I think is really, really sweet to have that flexibility with it.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think it's cool as well. I think like at the end of the day, like we're songwriters, right? I mean, it's just a vessel for songwriting.
Right.
And I think that's cool. I mean, like at the end of the day, performance is a performance.
Right.
Like whoever you have with you, it's the same songs, you're still trying to get your message across, right? So I think it's cool. I also like bands. I like fully realized musical visions, you know? And like it would be weird to just have your own name on that.
I get it though when people do.
Yeah, for sure. Like Andy Schaaf, but he's playing the clarinet. I don't know.
But like Andy Schaaf is the band, so it's a weird distinction. It's really just marketability at the end of the day.
Do you think so? That's so interesting because I have so many different people in my life that like some people are like, oh, they go with their own name because it's marketable and they're gonna be big. And then some people are like they don't want to have their own name because like it's cooler to be a band. And it's just like people have so many different opinions on that, and I'm just like just fucking whatever. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't know.
I mean, like I as I was mentioned, I don't know, man. I think with Social Sig too, it was just everything I wanted to do because I always knew I wanted to do a podcast and maybe in like. Earlier in college, I started a t-shirt brand, and I was just into so many different things, and music just kept popping up back in my life, like kept coming back to it. And I think I have just so many different interests that Social Sig, I really just look at as like a passion project for myself. Like maybe one day I'll be a woodworker and be like a Social Sig would be the brand of woodworking. I don't know. I know it's a bad example.
That's kind of cool though.
I just like keep it under one roof, I guess.
That's cool.
No,
that's cool. You're like a human brand.
I guess, yeah.
With a musical arm.
Yeah.
So I feel like I feel like right. I feel like it's like this is my musical project, but I feel like I brand other shit with this. You know, the merch game and all this. I feel like I'm doing that, but you're like this and then honing in on the music. Yeah, but it's interesting.
Yeah, I don't know. It's flexible. And like,
at
the end of the day, we're fucking crazy. Yeah. All right, thanks y'all for watching. Check out Holy Pinto and see you guys soon. All right. Yeah. Thanks for coming on, man. Cheers.